All right, I need to replace the awning on the motorhome here. And it's just me with the bad back. So I saw a video earlier that showed how to replace awnings on a motorhome or a trailer, but with 3 people. Well, this is the easy way to do it with 3 people. Well, I'm going to show you guys how to do it with 1 person. Get yourself a little step ladder. And I guess if you do have the right thing to hook on there, I don't. So, and go ahead and pull open the awning. As you can see, she needs to be replaced. And basically what I did is just pulled it down so I can easily get at stuff. She won't pull open. It might be because you have to flip this little latch up here to flip that down to unlock that. And next what we want to do is we want to drill out the rivets on one end here. So take the drill, go ahead and drill out the ends of the rivets just like that. Then after that, the bolt right here is going to have to come off on this side, and then we're just going to pull this right apart here. And what I have here is on the end, and what I didn't think was going to happen was when this popped loose, this spun, and I was really hoping that wouldn't happen. So they say in another video to stick a thing in here which is supposed to hold this in place. So you stick something in here to keep this from spinning, but I stuck something in there and I don't know how that's supposed to work, because if you stick something in here, how is it supposed to keep this from spinning somehow? But I tried that and I stuck something in here and it didn't do a damn thing. So anyway, basically what I did is I popped the ends off here and it spun, but that just means I'm just gonna have to wind it back up again. The proper way to do this is so it don't spin is to put something in here that holds the spring and then slowly unscrew it on the other end, like was shown in another video, which I'll send a link to below. And then that's what you're supposed to do, but I thought this would work, but apparently it didn't. You're gonna have to do that unless you want to have this spin. But I just popped this off the end, and when I did, it let go, it spun, and then I popped this off. So I'm gonna have to take these rivets off, knock those out, a little bit bigger drill, and then get going on the top. As you see, that little spring just came right out. Got this here, and then I'm going to mark, and I punched out the old rivets, and then I'm going to mark here. This is the awning area, so I know that that's awning. And then I'm going to mark down here where the other slit goes for it's right here. Just mark that with red. So then I marked it up here. So I know which slots I need to put the material in. Look at this guy. It's easy peasy Japanesey. Of course, it's a windy day, which doesn't help. But I can go ahead and just myself go ahead and pull on this, and it'll slide. I can do this and holding the camera. That's the trick. Ugh. You just pull, and it'll slide right out. I can't do it with holding the camera. Blood all over this. I'm bleeding. Be careful you don't cut yourself like I just did. I don't know how I did. Come on, I know. Not sure what the trick is here. I think. So there is a set screw on either end, little screws that you have to take out with Phillips, and it allows you to slide the top off. What I did is I just ripped it because it was pretty much almost destroyed already. It was easy to do, and then I just went ahead and pulled it. Once the set screws are out, you can see what you got here is hard cord, and unfortunately I'm going to have to unbolt this bracketry up there before I can slide the new material into that groove up there. So after I go up on the roof, remove that bracket, and then get this material, bring it up there, slide it down that channel, and put back in the set screws for the roof. The problem I'm having with doing this myself is this canvas does not move, slide easily at all on this. So what I have to do is push a little bit on that end and make sure it's fed through, and then it'll leave a little bit of slack, and then I got to pull on that end. I got to get the ladder, move over here, push a little more, pull a little more, push a little more, pull a little more. So I'm not going to get it done today. It's just taking a long time just to get this thing fed through. Real pain in the butt getting this fed through. I did not. Okay, this has been a real pain. I got most of it done, as you can see. What I found doing it yourself is once you get to almost halfway or so, you'll be able to slide it a lot easier instead of going yank on one end and then fix it on the other end. The thing is, though, is what you have to do is the end you're feeding it from is the end you have to push. So you have to line up the wire and push from this end, because what happens is if you pull from that end, it is easier to pull than push, but the cable ends up coming down out of the track. That cable wire, whatever you want to call it, comes down out of the track, and then you have to try tapping it and pushing it back up in the track, which is a real pain. So the best way to do it is to just stay on this end here and just start feeding and it'll push. I did put some lubricant up in there, some spray silicone stuff that did help it slide. And what you want to do is just stay on this end and just feed it and push down. And we're almost there. It's been a real pain. I don't recommend Shade Pro, by the way. This is not only hard to install, but number two, it doesn't seem like it's very good quality. I'm not sure how long it'll last. And number three, I found little marks, little dirt marks and stuff in it already, and it's brand new. So don't recommend them. Slide right through just like a charm. Much easier, like I said. One of the things I forgot to mention was I made sure that I was centered. And basically it was, for this, it was 3 3/4 on each side. So I just pulled on each side till I got it centered. And then I ended up reinstalling that up there, attached that. And then, like I said, slid the tube through here. And next step is putting that end on and torquing things down. The next step is feeding this tube through here using the two, just feed them through the slots there. And yeah, you'll have a little bit sticking out, so you just stick that in there and you just feed it, and you just push this through here. And thankfully, this is much easier than up there. So I figured out how this works as far as tension. This actually, and if you see here, that actually works on there to use the tension on this end and the spring. And I put in the direction arrow of tightening, of tension on the spring there. And what I did was I came down here. Now down here I never did anything with. And this had a lock on it, right? So what I did is I put a screwdriver in here to hold this. And I released the lock, and of course it wanted to spin. And I held it. And I marked right down there on the shaft and on here where it was at. And I let it go slowly. And you have to, hold it because it's got a lot of spring and tension on it. So you have to hold it. And I let it rotate until there was no longer any tension. And I wrote it on here. it was 15 rotations until there was no more tension on the spring. So now I know that what I need to do is when I put this end back on and rivet the end back on, I'm going to go ahead and have to screw this 15 times along with the other side 15 times to get it to where it's supposed to be, where the tension was originally on it. And I'll keep you guys updated on how exactly I do that. But I realized what the tension was on the other side. It was 15 rotations. So I'm going to have to do the same on this side. All right, next what I did is I put the top on and riveted it. Riveted it. 3 different rivets around there. And what I did next is I matched up the marks here. And what we're going to have to do is go 15 times around on this end like I was on that end. So how we're going to do that is we're going to have to take this vice grips and grab the top here and rotate it. And when you vice grip it, you have to make sure that you're not down here, that you're just grabbing the top if possible, because you won't be able to slide this top into there. So what I did is you want to rotate that 15 times and then stick that right into there, and then this will hold it in place. And so yeah, this here 15 times, sticking in that end. So I've got that wound around 15 times and stuck kind of in a place there. Next we want to put this little bolt in there in the back side and tighten her up. Now this end is a lot easier. Basically all we want to do is flip this switch here, and then we're at 0. We've done 1. Now we do 14 more times. We want to rotate this so it's the same number. 15 is on the other side. Okay, and then what you do is you just go ahead and you put this end in like we did the other end. This end's a little different. You feed a bolt all the way through the hole there. The easiest thing about this end is when you crank it, you don't have to hold it for the 15 because it's got that notching mechanism in it. You just crank it 15 turns and then you just go ahead and stick it in there. So we got them both stuck in here. Now it's just a matter of pulling them up and having them notch into right down there, and we should be close to being in business. That up in place there. I went up there to do the set screws. I did realize that I am a little bit off center. This is a little further forward than right in the center where it should be. As can be seen on here, we got a little less distance on that end than on that end. But honestly, I made it taut, and that's good enough for me. I'm not going to worry about being off an inch. And but if you wanted to mess with it, you could. You know, all you have to do is just slide this a little bit, and but it's good enough for me. And basically what we do now is this latch here, we flip this and we should be able to just roll this right into place. Let's see if she works. Oh. Okay, you don't want to do it like that. You're supposed to let it up slowly. As you can see, the tension worked though. It's good. Yeah, don't hold the camera while you're doing it like I did. So you really don't want to do that if you can help it. But